think it was very nice of the president to invite us.
Oh, well, he did ask a few other people.
I think it was just for us.
You think you'll be happy as a congressman's wife?
I have a sneaking suspicion I might.
Of course, you will cause problems. I can see that very clearly.
Oh.
Well, by making every other congressman's wife very jealous.
Daughter.
I feel like this is the first time we've been alone all evening.
We could just as easily be alone inside.
I know. I wanted us to start being alone outside.
That's a very nice idea.
So I say to Pilot, what is trouble? Maybe I can help, right, Mama?
Yeah, you offer to help, even though you don't know how to fly.
I've been airplane many times.
4.
It's your parents.
Oh, Mama, Sarah, älskling. Good evening, Glen.
Mrs. Hellstrom?
Oh, ni är så vackert. Oh, Mama, Papa.
Katy. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Papa.
Mr. Hellstrom?
Good to see you, son.
Did not tell us you were coming.
We decided to make a surprise just to see how he is treating you.
Oh, he's treating me beautifully. He couldn't be treating me better.
Good. Then we can discuss the wedding.
Then you answer our letter, Katy. You do not say about the arrangements.
It's pretty soon, November. We must decide.
Oh, well, not tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yes, that's very sensible. Yeah. Your Mama has been entertaining us all evening. She's very kind. Oh, it was my pleasure. I did want to call you at the reception.
No, no. It is more important at White House. Necessary you be there. Speak to all politicians. Did you talk to the president?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we did.
And how is he?
Just fine.
All over his cold?
Yes, as far as I know.
And vice president?
Fine, too. Oh, he is an old friend of ours.
Good. You know, Glen, you must never forget old friends. Well, now that we have said hello, it's time to go to bed. It is very late, and it was a rough flight.
Oh, really?
The worst in my whole experience.
Yeah. Lucky Lindy was a little sick.
Mama makes joke, but I am tired.
Yeah. I go upstairs now.
I'll go and help you get settled.
Thank you. Good night, kära lilla.
Good night, Mama. Sov gott.
Good night, Glen.
Sleep well.
Tack, tack.
Tomorrow we will discuss wedding.
Good night, Mr. Hellstrom. I'm delighted you could both be here.
Well, thank you. You know, sometime we come to Washington and you will be in White House, and not just for reception.
I haven't even been nominated yet.
Do not be impatient.
Good night, Papa. Maybe I could help.
With the unpacking?
With the nomination. You know, they expect the wedding to be in Minnesota.
Yes, I gather that from their letter. Well, what do you think?
think we cannot put off deciding.
Oh. I thought that's what you had been doing right along.
There will be complications.
Well, of course. Oh, come on, Katy. Be brave. What do you really think? Washington or Minnesota?
Washington is becoming my home, and this is where we will live.
All right, then.
But I have friends in Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
Oh, please help me.
It's all right. I think we would both really rather get married right here in Washington.
Yeah.
And our really close friends from Minnesota can just fly down, that's all. Okay?
Okay.
Now, you see, that wasn't such a tough decision to make.
Well, that's the easy part. The hard part comes tomorrow when we have to tell Mama and Papa.
I guess so.
Do you think I'm being unkind to them?
I don't think you could be unkind to anyone.
Well, you say that now. What will you say a year from now?
Oh, I'll say happy anniversary, darling. I love you.
I must call Mrs. Rogers first thing tomorrow morning.
Mrs. Rogers?
She's a very good wedding consultant.
Well, I should hope so. Nothing but the best for us.
All her clients have had successful marriages.
Oh, really? Money-back guarantee?
We'll talk about all possible arrangements, so tomorrow night we'll have something concrete to discuss.
Right?
And we'll listen to what Mama and Papa have to say. I'm sure they have made lots of plans.
Oh, lots of plans, especially your father.
We'll tell me how we feel and what our plans are. Good idea?
I think it's the only idea, if we can just get your father to listen.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
Well, I wish I had your confidence.
I know how to talk to my Papa. Just leave the explaining to me.
Be my guest.
Once upon a...
Now, I have looked into all places in Jasperville to find best one for wedding and reception.
Thank you, Papa.
It's very kind of you.
It's the least I can do. After all, Katy is only daughter. And for Katy, we do our best, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
In first place is ceremony. Now, in November, church is being painted, so it's no good. But I find other little church just outside town, about 10 miles, Katy, you will remember.
Yeah.
It's very nice, and not too far if it doesn't snow.
What do we do if it snows?
I ask minister, he say we pray. Right, Mama?
Oh, yeah.
And then, right after ceremony, we go back to Jasperville to celebrate. Hotel Jasperville is busy on our day, so we go next best place.
Where is that, Papa?
The Grange. They have very nice hall, right, Mama?
Oh, yeah.
The Grange Hall, Papa.
Yeah. We invite all close friends and important people. Can have 5 tables, 6 people each.
30 people?
It's too many.
No, no.
We must save room for the band, you know.
What band, Papa?
Rusty Wagon and his Pioneers. 5 pieces and singer. Singer is best square dance caller in 25 miles. Right, Mama?
Oh, yeah, it's a wonderful
And Grace will give us wedding breakfast. Oatmeal buffet.
Oatmeal buffet?
Yeah. Doesn't that sound just great?
Great, Papa. Just great.
Yes, I think you've done very well with the organization.
Thank you, Mrs. Morley.
Well, I think that Katy has something to say. Now.
Yeah, Katy?
Yeah, Papa. It all sounds wonderful. Thank you both very much. It all sounds just great.
Hello.
parents have gone to bed. I'm sorry about before.
Well, what happened? I thought you were going to tell him we wanted to be married in Washington.
I was.
Did you change your mind?
No, I still want to get married in Washington. But I don't see how it's possible.
Why not?
You heard Papa.
Oh, I certainly did. And I'm more convinced than ever that Washington is the place to get married.
You're to us, but not to them. I'm their only daughter, and our wedding is the last thing they can do for me. It's important to them. Don't you understand that?
Sure, I understand it, but it seems to me...
Glen, I spoke to Mrs. Rogers today, and a Washington wedding is very expensive, especially on such short notice. Papa could never afford it.
Well, now, you know I'd be delighted to help out. That sort of thing is done all the time now.
Papa's too proud to ask for help. Besides, it would cause another problem.
I happen to have a few problems, too. Like, well, I've invited some people already. The vice president, for instance.
You did not tell me that.
I wanted to surprise you.
I'm sorry. But it should not decide our plans.
No, it shouldn't. But it is a little awkward to cancel a date with the vice president, and especially after he's gone to all the trouble of rearranging his schedule on my account. It seems to me your father could have taken us into his confidence before he made all these decisions.
Yeah, but he's doing the very best he can.
Katie, I don't want to appear ungrateful, but we only are going to get married once. And, well, I just don't want to listen to the wedding march played by Rusty Wagon and the Pioneer.
Millions of Africa's people have been saved from starvation by your love.
May I join you?
Please do.
Katie, I'm sorry for what I said before.
You were absolutely right. I've decided I'm definitely going to tell Mama and Papa we're going to get married here.
No. You're going to tell them that we'd be delighted to be married in Minnesota.
Oh, Glen, after all
Katie,
this...
this is their last chance to do something for you. I wouldn't want you to ever feel that you let them down on their last big moment. That's more important to me than anything else.
I do love you very much.
Well, I love you, too. But I do not love oatmeal buffet for my wedding breakfast. You'll have to convince your parents that there's some changes that ought to be made.
I promise I'll convince them. What about the vice president? What are you going to tell him?
The vice president can be voted out of office, but my father-in-law has the job for life.
Mama, it has always been clear to me that wedding should be in Washington. It's where Katy lives now, it's where Glen has career, and it's where most of their friends are. Yeah, wedding should be in Washington.
So? You could not say it?
Of course not. Woman does not understand such things. You do not understand. Katy would not understand.
She would understand.
No, it's psychology problem. She would think we don't want to have the wedding at home.
Oh, Papa.
No. She is only daughter. Now, how would she feel? Like we don't love her. We must protect Katy from deep emotional problems. But use psychology.
Psychology? And what do you know about psychology?
No, as they have wedding in Minnesota, they will say Washington.
But they have agreed to have wedding in Minnesota.
Yeah, but they were not supposed to agree. We're supposed to say it's no good. If this is best Jasperville can do, then wedding must be in Washington. And we agree then, very graciously. That is psychology.
But they did not do that.
Yeah, they cannot understand. Katy knows church is terrible, small. She has heard Rusty Wagon, terrible, flat. And she has eaten Grange oatmeal buffet. We must find a way to have wedding here.
Heaven forbid we should try just telling the truth.
Vice President,
Yeah?
his friend.
Mr. Morley, not you.
If Vice President would come to wedding in Washington, it could not be in Minnesota.
And
Yeah?
how you get Vice President to wedding in Washington?
Foolish woman. I invite him.
Well, I am a little embarrassed, Mr. Vice President, after you've juggled your schedule and everything, but I'm afraid that the wedding is off. Oh, no, I mean, it's not going to be here in Washington. It's still on. In Minnesota, at the Grange Hall. But no, sir, no, I'm not campaigning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to see Vice President.
Your name, please?
Lars Holstrom.
Do you have an appointment?
No, but it will only take a minute.
I'm sorry. Could you tell me what it's about?
Well, my son-in-law, almost, the Congressman Glen Morley from Minnesota.
As a matter of fact, the Vice President's talking to Mr. Morley on the phone right now.
Yeah, I imagine they help each other whenever they can.
Yes. But you do have to have an appointment.
It's important personal matter. Can't wait for appointment.
I'm sorry, but... Yes, sir. Oh, all right, I'll change those dates back again. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Morley's father-in-law almost is here. He says it's important. They're not due for another 2 minutes. Yes, sir. The Vice President will see you for a minute. Would you mind telling me how you got this far without somebody stopping you?
I just walked in.
Hello, Glen.
Hello, Katy.
You're home early.
And with good reason.
What's the matter?
Well, before I tell you, let me review a few facts and see if I remember them clearly.
All right.
Now then, we agreed to get married in Washington.
Yeah.
And acting on that, I invited the Vice President to our wedding. He accepted.
Yeah.
Then your parents decided that we should get married in Minnesota. And we agreed to go along with that.
Yeah.
So this morning I called the Vice President and told him of our change in plans, explaining that we were no longer going to be married in Washington, but rather in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Is that all quite clear so far?
Quite clear.
All right, all right. Now, will you please tell me why he calls me back not 10 minutes later saying that your father had invited him to our wedding right here in Washington?
My father?
Lars Holstrom.
That's my father.
Good afternoon.
So, but really all because Papa did not want Katy to think we do not love her.
Oh, Papa. All you had to do was just explain.
Yeah, it's what Mama said.
But Dr. Holstrom had to use psychology.
Mama is not good psychology to rub it in.
Now, can we definitely establish, I mean, while we're all here, that the wedding will take place in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
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 I swear to it in blood.
I feel that's already been done.
Well, I'm glad it's finally settled.
Yeah, and just exactly like I planned it.
The world is clear. Saturday.
Summer's almost over.
I guess so.
I wonder if that's Mama and Papa up there.
I wonder. Somehow, I rather doubt it.
Why do you say that?
Well, it sounds as if everything is just fine. I'm sure your father couldn't possibly be at the controls.
Glen, he always says very nice things about you.
Sure. Ever since I asked you to marry me.
Well, his strategy worked.
Say, it did. I'm beginning to think he should be in the diplomatic corps.
Very funny.
Oh, it's true. He wanted the wedding in Washington, and Washington is where the wedding's going to be.
Well, if our foreign policy were conducted that way, we'd be in a lot of trouble.
Let me tell you a secret. It is, and we are.
It's getting cold.
Oh.
Well, we won't be able to spend many more evenings out here.
I know. But I'm glad.
You don't like this?
I love this. I love you, too. But cool weather means that autumn's on the way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Are you? I wouldn't have thought so.
What do you mean? Aren't you talking about our wedding?
No. I'm looking forward to the beginning of the football season.
This afternoon at 3 Eastern, a provocative look at the issues changing our lives on the 700 Club. Then at 4, it's more than a matter of conscience on Medical Center. Now stay with us for the Patty Duke Show, next on CBN.